If you want to launch your book or an online course, it's really great to have an engaged community to go along with it. I'm setting up right now my community inside of Kajabi, and I figured why not take you along and I'll show you exactly what I do to set it up. So it's kind of like a step-by-step tutorial. If you have Kajabi and you're curious about communities or you're getting ready to set one up, you're going to definitely want to watch this video or perhaps save it for later when you have all your assets ready and you want to sit down and do the work step by step, because that's what we're going to do. And then if you're just curious about what Kajabi is and what it has to offer and the community aspect of it, this video is for you because it'll show you all the things that you can do in communities. And so you can kind of make the decision if you want to move your community off of Facebook or wherever it is and have everything under one umbrella of your business, your courses, your website, your landing pages, your podcast, your everything. If we haven't met before, my name is Karen. Welcome to my channel. And if you're returning, welcome back. I love to simplify methods for you and make things a little bit easier in the process. And today we're diving into Kajabi communities. So let's just get started. Okay. I'm going to share my screen. The first thing that you're going to do is you're going to go under products and you're going to select new product. Right up on the right hand side, you're going to select community. Now, back in the day, I need my glasses on. When they first came out with communities, I created a community and I found that it was a little bit clunky, but this is 2025 when I'm recording this, and they are now so much better. So what happens is because I had that old community sitting there, when I go to say get started, it's going to prompt me to start a new access group. So once you have a community, you can create multiple access groups. For example, if you want to have one free group and one paid group, those would be separate access groups. You don't want to lump everybody into one community if you have different subjects to offer. So if this was brand new, what it would be doing is it would be prompting you to put in the name of your overarching community. So I just put my name, Karen Wilson Online Community, because that's like the umbrella that all the access groups will go under. And at this point, I can't figure out how to delete the first access group I created. I don't know if you can. So I will find out with Kajabi and putting, a ticket out, but there doesn't seem to be a way to do that. Okay, but let's just go ahead and make this new access group. So this one I'm going to have for the walk it off toolkit support. This is where it gets interesting because within access groups, you can have circles, which are discussion threads. So if I want anyone that has to do with my walking program, this community is for them. And we'll just, in the future, I'll have beta readers read my new book that's coming out, and they'll have their own thread in here so that, we can discuss things on the book. Or I might create a whole other access group for that. However, the thing is every access group is a product space in Kajabi. So depending on your plan, you have to be strategic in how you're using these communities. Plus, you don't want to be managing so many balls in the air. So let's just hit continue. And we'll just go through everything underneath this umbrella, choosing if it's free or paid. Right at this point, I'm going to, if I were to select I like using Kajabi payments because it allows people to use their payments whenever I use that. You can let people pay what they want, which I think that's very cool. Can collect sales tax, which allows it really easy for you to, submit your taxes in. But at this point, I'm just going to tag it as free. I can come back and revisit this and price it later on. But right now, it is attached to a paid program. So we'll just put it on as free. I'm going to save that and finish it. Now, see, it's giving me like one extra user. This is actually for my previous access group. So if you click on access group, it's giving me the one that I added today, but for whatever reason, it had saved the first one. And like I said, I'm a little confused over that. But this is where your offers are going to go. So this is, I can come in and edit that at any point. And this is where your settings are going to go. So you can go ahead and fill out, your title and your description. It doesn't have to be fancy to start, just so that people know where they are. So anyone that is in my online courses, whether it's for writing or walking or something in between, they know they're going to recognize my name, Karen Wilson Online. I put that, pretty much on everything that I do. So my advice would be for you to do the same. Just name the umbrella, what you know that you will always be. That's my recommendation. Okay, so now we're going to go in to the community. Okay, so right now what we're doing is we're going immediately to the feed. So I'm just going to add a cover photo in here while we're here. Can choose a file from my computer. I have something right here. Something that just has to do with it. They'll give you a recommended size. The title is the feed. So this is where, people can come in and scroll. Let's start by going through all the settings. Right there. Okay, so you're going to want to have your details. There's going to be the URL name, and I just put my initials, KWO. You can add your social links to here. Community guidelines. So this is something like, how on Facebook, how there's community guidelines. If you already have a Facebook group, you could like copy and paste here, or you could do something like go to Perplexity AI and ask them to write a community guideline for you and just kind of edit it along. There's an advanced tab, which I just leave it as is. This is like enable to give you different aliases if you want to like just go in as yourself and not in as admin, or if you have someone that you want to assign to admin. But right now, I'm just not going to worry about that. The email notifications, I keep all of these on, so that, I want to know what's going on in my community. And then also for meetups and stuff, people will show up if they're reminded, more than once. Then there's the live room, announcements, anything in here. It's really great. So I would definitely toggle that on. It's not too bad. I mean, I think in the future, what we would like, Kajabi, if you're listening, is to be able to edit that so we can have it be a little bit more customized, and a little bit more personalized to the brand, right? But at this point, it's not, but I think it's still good. So I'm going to hit save whenever you're done. Hit save. Okay, so gamification. This is still in beta. You can create titles and celebrate your members' engagement, badges, anything you want. Then we'll go into the customization. Now, this is where, remember how when we logged in, we went straight to the home page. You can decide also where you want people to land as soon as they come into the community. So I just chose the feed for now, but as you can see, you can change it to whatever you want. Then you have your branding, just taking in the primary color. You can preview in light mode or dark mode. I just usually just generally keep it light. The features are we got the global feed, announcements, challenges, circles. I'll show you that in a second. Gamification, we already kind of put that together, but you can actually just have it disabled if you want, or just visible to members, or just visible to like yourself and the admin and the moderators. Communication, like if you want people to be able to message each other, which is a really good idea because then they're bonding with each other, which will keep them in the community. That's a really good idea. You can customize what these mean. I'd almost like to take the angry right out of there. I don't want any angry people in my. Anyways, well, it is what it is. Okay, so then there's the challenges. You can see that I had some challenges. They're archived. I had them set up, so you can go ahead and you can duplicate the series. You can reactivate these if you like. A great challenge to start out with is have people introduce themselves. Basically, any challenge that you want to create, you just go ahead and new challenge. You can choose if it's going to be a one-time, basically starting from the day that they come in to have 14 days. Now, it's not from the day that they come in. I need to correct myself. It is 14 days. So people can come in and they'll see that a challenge was expired. So if you're using this one, you have to remember like you want to set it maybe recurring, right? If you have a consistent window of people just continuing to funnel in, you'll want to have a challenge that's ready for them to jump in pretty much anytime, in my opinion. If we were just to make a new challenge, Kajabi is really cool. It actually gives you some ideas, right? So what if I'm seeing as how this is like a walking challenge? What if we just did this one-time challenge and it's to move your body, getting your body moving, and all they have to do is take a walk, do some yoga, dance around your house, get sweaty, snap a pic, and tell people how you move. So we're just going to go ahead and create that. You can use the photo that they have, or you can pick your own photo. So I have a photo. I can upload it here. Super easy peasy. And then people can go ahead and join. You want them to complete by April 17th. So that's something that they can easily do. Meetups, you can schedule these for any access group that you have. So you might have more than one access group, and I'll show you that in a moment. So the Walk It All Toolkit support, that's what we're working on right now. And all you need to do is create a meetup. Like, again, you're having everything under one umbrella. And I just love that. This works and looks and is very similar to Zoom. So at first I thought I was like, is this gonna like really work like Zoom? And after using it consistently for the past year in another community that I help to manage, it's awesome because everything is just like recorded there. So it takes a lot of work out. You don't need to meet up on Zoom. Everything's under one umbrella, and that makes it easy for participants, and it also makes it easy for you as the administrator, having everything under one hood. No longer have to pay for Zoom because you have it right here in Kajabi. It behaves the same way. So you can go ahead and use the live room, which is what we always use, or from time to time, we still do Zoom if we have, say, a guest expert come in that doesn't have access to the community. So then you can just go ahead and paste your virtual link here, and that'll show up there. If you use the live room, the link to the live room will show up there. And so you just go ahead and go in and you're there. Circles are different things that are underneath, like in the same hub. So anybody that you want to see in this area, in the Walk It Off area, there would be different circles. And I would rather call these subjects. So you can see that there's, the general support. There's a Q&A. Another one that I will be building is a book launch crew. So the access group will be the same one here. It will be a feed, and the privacy is public. And I'm just going to create that so that, it's got to put a description. So this is the beta readers of Walk of Trust book. So that's cool. So we've created that. Okay, and I'll show you what that looks like in just a minute, what everything looks like. So announcements, this is where if you want to create a new announcement, let's say check in. Hey, welcome. Did you see the Move It channel? I'm sure I'll change what the announcement is in the future, but you can go ahead and pin it. And you can also make this as you can see, a circle announcement. If you want to announce like, hey, the book is coming out on Friday, and just have it to the book launch crew, you can do that, or you can have it for a general pinning of the announcement. So that's really cool because as you saw before in the notifications, your people will get an email. Okay, so we're going to save that. Now we want to just make sure that your profile is filled in. You can add some interests and get to know the community. I haven't done this yet. I don't want to waste your time with you waiting for me to do about this, but it gives you like all these questions and answers. And so one of the first things you can actually ask your community to do is go in and fill out their profile so that they get a nice little picture, and you get to know so much about your clients or your future clients, depending on if this is a paid group or if it's a free group. So I highly, highly recommend getting that filled out and recommending your community members to fill that out. Let's have a look at what it looks like. Okay, so it got the check-in. Hey, welcome. Did you see the Move It challenge? So then they can go in the challenges and say, hey, move your body challenge. Well, look at that. I'm joining in. Maybe they want to come back and do the lunchtime challenge. If you have any meetups, they're going to show up on the right-hand side. You can see that this is pinned. You can see that the challenge is pinned, and everything is looking good. Okay, so if you wanted to look at the book launch crew, nothing is there yet. There's nothing on Q&A there yet. And there's nothing on Meetups there yet. But what if you wanted to make sure that they had access to all the resources? Like I said, this is part of a course. So we're going to create new. Click on here, create new. This is the game changer. And like I said before, this used to be really clunky in how this worked. So now if you have your course in Momentum, and I'll show you this in a moment, in Momentum, I did a whole video about creating your course, and I'll make sure that that's linked up as well. You're able to add the community link in the Momentum course. So I'm going to do that. So make sure that you stick around. So let's create the custom page. A custom page is, I'm just going to call it resources. I have the link to my program, and it's going to be embedded in the community. I'm conflicted here. I'm going to try opening the link in a new tab. I think it's good. Like, I know sometimes it's easy to get lost from the community to the course. So it's easier for the person to have two links there. Okay, so if I just scroll that down, I'm going to go home to the feed. You can also put up some pinned posts. So you want to, welcome people aboard, get them to do the first thing that you want them to do, like fill out their profile, introduce themselves to each other. You would have that on the pin post or a navigation video. That's always a really good thing to have pinned so that people know what they're supposed to do and how to do it inside of your community. Don't just assume everybody just knows how to do and how to navigate. It's always great to have some sort of welcome navigation video because things could change, right? So you might need to update that like they did just change for all of us. Okay. Now we're going to go back and I'm going to show you how to embed the community. So you can see that this is linked up. I didn't even spell that right, but who's checking right now? We're not going to worry about that right now. Okay. So we have it. I'll probably change this to the Walk It Off Toolkit online, like something that makes them know that they're going to get all the resources there. You can see that that is all linked in. So now we're going to get this linked to that. Okay, so let's do it. Okay. All right. So now I'm in the back end of the Walk It Off program and I'm just going to hit customize. And it's momentum. So we're customizing the front end and community widget. So we're here clicking on the community and change this to, there we go. Okay. So there you have it. It's ready. It's ready to go. And my mom is calling. So I'll be right back. Okay. Okay, friends, we did it. That took a little bit more time than I thought it might, which doesn't everything. Okay, so now that you know how communities work, and if you haven't built an online course yet or want to know how to set up your online course, I have a video that does that right here. And then I also did one that set up a digital download. Kajabi is super simple, and as the years go by, it's probably one of those platforms that have been around for like a long, long time. And really, you do have everything under one umbrella. I've been with Kajabi since like 2016. And I am a partner. So full disclosure, if you do use my 30-day free trial link down in the description box below, and you just decide that you want to continue with Kajabi, I do get a commission. But I think that if I didn't, I would still promote it anyways, because it is like, it really is game changing when you have the keys to your entire business in one spot, because that way you're not like looking at things to connect and disconnect, which is why I think that the new communities feature, the way that they've redesigned it and made everything a lot more streamlined, is really a game changer. So tell me in the comments, are you using communities in Kajabi? Are you going to use it? And what would you use it for? I'd love to know a little bit more about you and what you'd like to see next. If this video was helpful for you, make sure that you give it a like. Consider subscribing. It's free. And it helps the channel get into more viewers' place. And it does help me as a creator be motivated and enjoy creating more content just like this, just for you. Always remember, be patient with yourself, trust the process. And if you plan a project, remember that the scope, usually the price and time, are going to double. So just be prepared for that and be kind to yourself. It's a marathon, not a sprint. There I go with another quote. If you don't have the time and energy and space in the creation, how do you think that you're going to be able to take care of all your wildly successful students in the end? Remember to make time to create. Yeah. I'll see you in the next video.